Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Halas Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, the Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports, Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, the Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows. Broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Sports Network Broadcast.
Wow. Well, good morning. That was interesting on my end.
That was a fuck up, everybody.
No, I don't know what happened. I hit the video, and all of a sudden the internet went crazy, and
it was double video.
All right. Well, hey, welcome to a new platform, and welcome to another edition of Halas Hall Report. That was interesting. It's weird. Everything's working fine. The second I hit the intro video,
the call should have been made earlier between you and Mike.
No, it's something. Anywho. Oh, well, welcome to the new format. As you can see, we've changed a few things up. Welcome to us on welcome to all the people on the multiple platforms this morning. As we get started, we are the late game today, which is nice so we can relax. We can watch some football. All of the NFC North is at noon today, except for us. So that's going to make it interesting.
It's the most ever this week. 10 games at 1 o'clock. Most ever all year. And yes, I said 1 o'clock.
Yeah, you're right. You're right there, JB. We are live. That is all that matters. What's up, Broski Bear? Yeah. I've seen you on JB's.
Yep, seen you there too.
All right, so we got an interesting week this week. We got the Texans, and my biggest complaint of the week, of course, has been the uniforms this week. We're doing Orange Crush. I'm okay with that. They're doing their whiteout uniform, but it's a whiteout uniform with the same blue helmet. Isn't the point of the alternate to have a different helmet too? If you're doing the whiteout, everyone else, like even the Packers, their whiteout is whiteout. Like the helmet's white, the jersey's white, all white. Yeah. But the Texans, oh no, we're gonna call it a whiteout and have a white jersey with a blue helmet. I know it's a weird gripe to have, but that's my gripe for the week. So we're the late game. It's the alternate jersey game of the week. I don't think anyone else is doing alternate jerseys this week. Just the Bears and the Texans.
Yeah, I think so. You know what our record is? Wearing the Orange Crush jerseys.
We have
probably not that good.
6-11.
Yeah.
But have we worn the orange Crush that much with the orange helmets?
The last team we beat was the Panthers. Well, Tyson beat them.
We've had orange uniforms for a long time, but the Orange Crush with an orange helmet has only been like 2 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's why I said 6-11.
No, they haven't played 17 games with those jerseys with that helmet. They must mean orange jerseys in general because we wore them during the Cutler era, and then we didn't wear them for a while. We did the 1936 throwback, and then we did those white throwback, and then we brought Orange Crush like 2 years ago.
And Ken is right again. Anyway.
Damn, Google King over here.
Yeah.
No, that's no Google. Did you see me Googling?
I'm talking about Woody.
He's got the. No, I don't have the. I didn't say nothing about no.
No, Mike's checking the Google right now, though.
Yeah, I'm checking.
Yeah, the orange jersey.
The orange helmet and the orange jersey.
Crush. Yeah, not Orange Crush. Yeah, because we didn't wear the orange jerseys for a couple years. We tired.
Orange Crush. We just started.
We've been wearing it since 2022. The orange helmet and orange jerseys.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's only been a couple years. So.
I don't think we have a win. Maybe one. I think Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played Dallas. We played the
That was non-Google, by the way, fuckers.
The Commanders. Commanders game. Panthers, Dallas. So 1-3.
What's up with that? If the Bears are going to Orange Crush, they should have orange pants with a blue stripe. That'd be cool.
I'm okay with the orange jerseys. I just want them to wear white gloves so they can't tell if we're pulling on their jerseys or not. According to Julian Edelman.
Well, that's a good theory. I thought you would say that, it would look cool with orange uniforms, but not for that. But that's something to think about. Yeah, camouflage like Detroit's uniforms last week.
That controversy. So hey, we are the late game. I'll go to each bit. Woody, do you have a game, an early game that you plan on watching?
Yeah, I was talking about this before. Just that Jordan Love is out, and everybody's picking Indianapolis to win because Jordan Love isn't playing. It's not that Indianapolis is better than Green Bay, but they're going to Green Bay. We know how Green Bay is at home. Jordan Love isn't playing. Everybody's picking Indianapolis, so I'm interested in seeing how that is.
What about you, Mike?
Detroit Buccaneers.
That's gonna be a good one.
Playoff rematch.
That's gonna be the game to watch.
What about you, producer man,
Mike? That's another surprise that Detroit's an 8-point favorite in that game. And
I'll tell you right now, they got to get Amon-Ra going.
And Baker's the only one that threw 4 touchdowns last week in the whole league.
What was the exact question, Ken?
What early game are you gonna watch?
Unfortunately,
have one. What was that?
Probably the Packer game.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in the Detroit game. Actually, all the North games. I want to see with Minnesota how good they are against the Niners defensively.
Addison is not playing.
And then offensively, Sam Darnold's going to go back to seeing goat. So
Revenge of his old team. Revenge of his old team.
Now, there is another interesting news story that broke this morning. Tua Tagovailoa is not retiring from football.
Nope. Crazy.
He should, but it's his life.
Getting with his doctors, and he's going to be out indefinitely until they say he's cleared to come back. But yeah, going to be interesting to see if he does actually come back, and if he does, how long that lasts. I don't see him being in the league, by mid-season next year. I just don't. I mean, the guy gets their concussion, that might be it.
I heard if the Dolphins release him next year, he's guaranteed $50 million, something like that.
Well, I mean, if he has to medically retire because of concussions, it's a completely different ball game.
Yeah,
because then that's what the Dolphins would rather he do, because then they get all they think no cap.
I think the NFL should step in and say, hey, they should have a concussion max. Because remember, players, died of concussions and stuff like that. They went after the NFL and sued them. And that's with the protocols now and stuff like that. But 4 and 5 years, I'd be sitting down like Randy Moss. I had an interview with Randy Moss about this whole situation. Tua should sit down not with the NFL, not with the NFL doctors and shit, the Dolphins itself.
Players.
Family. Sit down with the family and talk about this.
No, he did. And actually, JB just commented about that. Like during the game, he stayed in the locker room. They brought all his family to him, and they had a big talk. I'm sure they all started talking about his parents, his girlfriend. They're all like, "You need to retire." They're all like, "You need to retire." He's wanting to continue to play. Like if he retires right now, he's going to get pre-taxes about $95 million.
I don't think it's right. I think the NFL should stand in and say, "Hey, listen, there's a lot of players getting fucked up. Look at Jim McMahon. when he leaves his house, his wife has to put his own address in so he makes it back okay because all the concussions he had. NFL, I'd be saying you're done. You know, you had a great.
Barb is starting to. You're starting to see the effects on Barb too, a lot more now in the
So
last couple of years.
NFL's got to do something.
So Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze are, I guess, game time decisions.
No. Yeah. Rome,
Yeah.
Keenan Allen, and DeMarcus Walker are game time. Ryan Bates and Blacken's game is out today.
Yeah. I can see Rome being out. I don't think Keenan's going to be out.
Jameson Williams and Jaden.
And for Rome, it's understandable.
So, Mike, we got our wish with Johnson coming up and see what he can do in the red zone, hopefully.
Colin Johnson?
Yep.
Yeah, practice.
You know who will not be returning picks today?
Jones.
Enos Jones. Don't hurt Mike's feelings, please. Let's just skip over it.
What's going to hurt his feelings is when he sees him on a punt return.
Sarah, Sarah and JB are both, it's like, look, man, this dude needs to retire. I mean, but then again, look at it's the folly of youth, right? Because most of us are older. Well, all of us are older than Tua. All of us have been around long enough to understand, that I may want to do it. It doesn't mean I should do it, right? The more the long-term effects, right? But Tua is still in that age and that mentality where, I want to keep playing. But dude, you could walk away with millions of dollars in the bank account. Your family is set for the rest of your life, and your brain still works.
There is life after football.
Yeah.
They retire young. young.
The thing is, he can stay in the NFL, just not be a player. He probably broadcaster. He can be an analyst.
Tua probably
maybe a QB coach, maybe.
I mean, Tua's got the personality; he could definitely do it. But I mean, it's like you're set. He's set for life, financially speaking. He's set for life as long as he's smart and doesn't go try to open 5 bars and own 8 houses and employ a posse. I mean, and I don't think he does any of that. So I mean, he's financially secure. He's still going to get a big windfall. He's still got about $100 million for this year. Between the bonus, signing bonus, and the guaranteed money, he's financially secure. It's like, but dude, take care of your life. Like, it's not like he's just had concussions. No, he's had concussion. Like, couldn't even walk concussion.
Yeah.
I mean,
his hands were like this on the ground.
He's had some of the worst concussions I think we've ever seen in the end. That we've maybe not that we've ever seen, but that we've actually realized in the last couple of years. Like, a lot of guys go, "Oh wow, he had a concussion. Didn't know that." This guy's been painfully obvious that he's had the concussion. So yeah, that's
we should have got on the slip and slide. Too early?
Was it now?
No, he probably
should have been on the slip and slide.
Tua is the type of player that Miami was playing from behind, and he wanted to make plays on his own. Nobody was open. He wanted to get as much yards as possible. They were behind, and he just made a wrong decision.
Oh yeah, you did. I mean, I don't know. They just need to. I don't know. I think he needs to retire. I mean,
yeah.
And I feel
NFL needs to step in. NFL says, "See ya. You got to go."
I mean, I get it. It's rough for the fan base. It's rough for him, because it's rough for the organization. Because whereas they had their franchise quarterback, all of a sudden they do not. I get it. Try to put ourselves in a situation. Ourselves in that situation. It would suck, but it's better for the person. And I mean, we always do, for the team and sacrifice for the team. Okay, but that's a bridge too far. This is football. It's not war. No need to give your life, almost literally in that case. to win a football game or two. I mean, I don't know. He just luckily we don't have anyone on the our roster that's kind of like that. We've got injury people, but no one with these kinds of deals. Um, yeah, and there's an irony that the hit was Damar Hamlin.
Yeah.
There's an irony
Yeah.
there. But Damar didn't really, look at the hit. It's not like that Damar hit him. It's more that Tua
Led with his
lowered
head.
You
Like,
let
what
his
is that?
head. Yeah.
That shouldn't be any player leading with their head.
No.
Yes, Sarah's right that the NFL will protect the badge before anything, but making Tua retire, wouldn't that be protecting the badge?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. The NFL needs to sit in, talk to doctors. Like, what happens if he gets hit again?
Yeah,
And if
it's
they
not,
say
and it's not the
it could be-
football doctors, not the Miami doctors.
no,
A regular doctor, because the doctors in the NFL are just here for money. Yeah, keep them here. You know what I'm saying? So, regular doctors.
yeah, like guys who are specialists in the field. I mean, I don't know. I don't think this Tua thing is done. I think Tua is saying he's going to play, and they're going to see another neurologist. Blah blah blah. I think this is something he said in the moment because it's right after it's football weekend. It's that initial I'm going to play.
That's all you got to do.
But if he sits a week or two, hopefully that changes. Good morning, Yoli. Hopefully that changes. We don't have anything like that going on in Chicago. We got some, Rome. I hope they sit Rome. Look at JB's. We've been saying this all week with Love. MCL sprains become MCL tears pretty easy.
Yep.
So-
Sit Rome for a week.
I got one thing to add about the Tua thing. Think about it. If you're the defensive end and you go hit him and something happens to that guy, happens to Tua, you're going to feel guilty about it. I mean, yeah, it's just a game, but you're still, at the end of the day, you're going to think about you just ruined that guy's career by doing your job. So the NFL does need to step in and take, no, we can't have this. What's the long?
Do you think it's going to stop a defensive end from hitting him, though? I don't think it will.
No, it's not. But I'm saying that defensive end, he's going to think about it at the end of the day if something happens to Tua.
Yeah.
Was it LT that hit Theismann and broke his leg? Wasn't it Lawrence Taylor that sack happened against?
Either that or It's either that or Leonard Marshall hit him.
Yeah, and it didn't affect either of their careers. They kept playing.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
No, I'm not saying about their career. I'm just saying mentally.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It didn't affect LT mentally even. He just got up, he played the next down.
That's a leg, though. Leg will heal.
Well, yeah, but he ended Theismann's career.
This is to the guys.
I mean, you could see the bone on the field poking through the uniform. I mean, I get what you're
we've
saying.
all seen the injuries. I've seen Sean Livingston break his leg in the NBA and come back and play for Golden State and play great.
Woo-hoo. My memory has not failed me yet. See, I don't have CTE. I did get it right. It was LT with Theismann.
You asked us. Whoa. You asked us if it was LT. You didn't say it.
Wasn't it LT? I mean, that's
rewind it.
Obviously, I was right. So
yeah, obviously,
167 million guaranteed. He wants to possibly keep playing. Yeah, he gets the five. I like that. Broski Bear gives him the 5-star dummy award of the week. I think we just got a new award. I think that needs to be a weekly thing, Broski. Broski's 5-star dummy award of the week is Tua Tagovailoa for saying he wants to continue to play.
Yeah, I don't think these defensive ends or defensive players care too much because they don't get to hit a quarterback in preseason. They're all guns blazing week 1 and 2.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with Tua. That's going to be ongoing. But this initial report today that he wants to continue playing, I think, I don't know. No, man. Hang it up.
No, bro. Yeah, if I'm the defensive end, I don't want to ruin a guy's career.
No.
Well, that's not. I don't even care about his career. I don't want to ruin his life.
Yeah.
No. Because I got to live with that at the end of the day.
I had 2 in 1 year from football, and it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, I mean, he's just spend a little broski. He's going to spend that money. on doctors and assisted living.
Yep.
You wouldn't actually get to enjoy it.
Yeah. Bears game. Rome. What do you guys feel about Rome? I say sit them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
say don't risk a tear.
Yeah, they're bringing Johnson. They're bringing Johnson up for a reason. Just play it safe.
Yeah, I think that's I mean, I get it. You kind of make the other team game plan for them, but you know what? I don't know if that actually really works. You know what I mean? I mean, other teams they read the injury report. You know, they kind of know. But I don't know. Rome should sit. What about Keenan? What do you guys think about Keenan this week?
He's gonna play. I think he's gonna play.
I think we should play him. He wants to redeem himself after that drop touchdown pass last week.
Yeah,
he's a pro's pro.
Now the O line, we've Nate Davis went to the IR. We brought a guy up from the practice squad.
Was that his choice?
I don't know.
Was he that bad?
I mean, in the IR. I mean, dude, the grades last week for everyone was pretty bad across the board. Like everyone was.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that, Sarah, that he can collect. We're just talking about his well-being and life in general. We know he can collect.
Right. The offense didn't play that well. The offensive line was a little shaky, but for the run offense, it wasn't too bad. Pass was the problem. I wouldn't say it was great, but wasn't bad.
Shelton was getting planted all day.
Yeah.
The center and the right guard were the weak points for sure. I mean, that left guard, it was a downtrend game. The tackles were okay. Our two tackles were actually okay. It was the guards in the center, but mostly at the right guard and the center were the PFF grades were terrible for both run and pass. But the offensive line last week almost looked like it regressed on both. I mean, it was bad. If that line needs to be better this week, especially against this D line that we're going to face.
Yeah. If you see that replay last week when we were down about the 11-yard line and Williams went back to pass and Keenan Allen was wide open, not the one he dropped. He was wide open and Shelton, our center, got planted and the tank.
He was face down, ass up.
Yeah. And
he scored a rating on PFF of 55. Terrible.
Blown up.
I agree, but Darnell Wright actually did real good against the pass. He did almost an 84 on PFF.
So Darnell Wright, though, was the only one in an overall grade of a 70 or higher.
Yep, the only one.
Everyone else was below that. And the O-line, O-lines across the league were not good on balance. There were a couple that did well, like Detroit's O-line did relatively well. There are a couple that did well.
But they play together. They've been in sync for the last 2 years.
Yeah, they got basically the same five, I believe, that came back. So
you got two new guys in Bates and Shelton. There's a reason they're on the free agent market, and we picked them up or traded for them.
So I mean, we'll see. I mean, it takes a while for lines to coalesce, come together. I don't like that we have changes. It's not the same starting five as last week. In terms of that's more time it's going to take for these guys to get it together, right? Because I think that's always another part of the Bears' problem is when was the last time we had the same starting five start 2 or 3 games in a row together? When was the last time we've seen that as a Bears team?
Kids took all of it.
That's part of the problem. And so I'm kind of a little worried with that. It's going to be I hope it's not a long day for Caleb. I mean, I like to see Caleb get going, and last week he got I think he was nervous, even though he says he doesn't.
Oh, he was nervous.
He was a little nervous. He was a little flustered. You saw that in some of the throws that you think, like the one where he threw it to Rome's feet. Like, dude, you had enough time, but he felt like he was pressured, and he launched it to his feet. But, like, man, you had, like, another good second. Could have made a good throw. I think obviously they watched film. He's probably seen that. He's probably learned from some of the mistakes, but they need to do something about that O-line right now. And they got definitely the run game's got to be a piece of that this week.
Well, that one play that Keenan Allen did a double move and he was wide open and Caleb overthrew him. He had the time and everything. He just overthrew him. So that was nerves.
Yeah, it's all nerves.
There was the one that people yell about in the end zone over the middle, but I get it though because he's drifting to the right. The receiver's running from left to right as well. Off angle throw. The throw ended up being behind the receiver. I think some of that is just rookiness, and maybe that's a pass that he will complete in the future. We saw a lot of rookie out of him last week, so I hope he kind of sheds that a little bit coming into this week. This should be a good game. Defensively, it will be a good game. Offensively, though, it's that question mark. It all comes down to the O-line. If the run game can get going early, the O-line maybe has a chance.
The run game needs to be going. Komet and Everett need to get involved. Moore is going to need his targets, and Keenan is going to be the third down guy. And I like to see Colin Johnson be a red zone threat. That's a tall guy.
I like to see us actually get to the red zone.
The tallest receiver in the league.
Yeah. Let's see us get to the red zone.
And Bayless not being on kickoff.
Well, we'll ponder that for a minute.
Fuck? Did you say Velas has to be on kickoffs?
No, not.
Oh my God! I almost had a fucking heart attack.
No,
Take me out.
I hate that. Great speed, hate his hands.
I thought I was gonna take me out of concussion protocol just from hearing that.
No, I would already cut him after the Titans game in the locker room like you're done.
Right,
that would have been me.
Real quick, need to refill a coffee cup. So we'll be right back after this.
Roast your nuts.
To perfection, expect nothing else. Do you like to make yourself a hot cup of coffee to start your day? We have both whole bean and grounded. Also great for all you iced coffee if not a hot kind of person. Even make yourself a frappe to quench your thirst. The best tasting coffee with espresso. It's only $18.99 plus taxes for a 12-ounce bag. Buy 1 to 5 bags and shipping is only $7. If you spend over $100, shipping is absolutely free.
Fucking Billy, I swear to God. Oh, yeah. Hi, Billy.
Go get. Oh, Jesus. Of course, there's the QR code for our wonderful coffee. Go ahead and get you a bag of Bear 6 actual espresso roast. It's JB's favorite because he likes the nutty peanut part of it. But no, it's my daily. Mike drinks it as well. It's good coffee there. So go ahead and get you a bag. You'll be happy that you did.
Let's open the link.
What now?
I might order some for the wife and see how she likes it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, then, Woody, your wife is smart. I mean, you know.
Get the fuck out of here. Coffee sucks, dude. But I'll try it for Steven.
Damn straight, I'm smart. Look who I married.
Well, look at. I was going to say, Jody, that might be the one.
Am I right?
Look at, Jody, we all have those moments where we go, well, that might not have been the smartest decision. I mean, that could be Woody. I'm just saying.
I could have potentially been sleepwalking too that day. I don't know.
Yeah,
Brown?
Anything's possible. I mean, the guy doesn't drink coffee. That should have been the first clue. But
it's expensive. Well, you got to tell Mike and Ken. It's too fucking expensive for coffee.
We don't need to waste money.
My tea bags are free. What?
Damn straight they are.
Oh, before we go off the deep end, wow. Billy wants to know what your favorite flavor bag of nuts is. So,
if you make any kind of an
my favorite
to me, I'm going to reply exactly that way.
Flavor bag of nuts.
Mine.
Cashews.
Whole bean, baby. Whole bean.
Yeah.
So for those wondering too, he's actually coming out with K-Cups here shortly. But I I get a bag of ground, and I have my own reusable K-Cup, and that's what I've been using. So. But, yeah, it's good coffee. Steve's got some good stuff there. Is he a California hippie or something? No coffee? I that's worth saying. I mean, but the man also has no opinion. So
Nope.
All right. Well, Sarah, I mean, you're here this morning, so good morning to you again. And you've got a big game with the 49ers. That's going to be a fun one to watch. You know, those Sam Darnold see ghosts. Can the defense stop Brock Purdy? That's going to be a fun one.
It's working good, Mike. Everybody's coming.
Looking forward to that one. Looking forward. It's gonna be rough waiting to Sunday Night Football for some reason. I like it. I like when the Bears have the noon game. I just do. We do the show. We get the game, you know, and then we kind of like half watch other games. Not actually pay attention to these other teams until Sunday Night Football.
You guys said that DeMarcus Walker is out for the game.
Questionable.
You know what? That is a good opportunity for Booker, Hardy, Darrell Taylor.
Did you see the comparison between game ones with Mack and Taylor? The only thing that Mack leads in is that one interception. Taylor leads in every other category: sacks, tackles for losses. So yeah,
strikes again.
See if there's an updated list.
That was an excellent trade.
Yep.
A fourth rounder for him.
Plus, we'll get the fourth.
He wasn't being utilized in Seattle. He was at the end of his rookie contract. So, worth the trade.
Ryan Bates to the IR.
Are we going to see a Doug Kramer sighting at center, if possible? Or is Coleman going to be back at the center position so you can get plowed again?
Well, I think Kramer would come in for sure. We drafted him.
Yeah.
So a lot of these reports I'm seeing, they're saying Rome is going to play tonight as well. He's tracking to play tonight.
He better be 100% because him at 70 or 80, we don't need this getting further injured.
Well, with a strain, he's definitely not going to be 100%.
Then he shouldn't be playing.
I mean, look, with this ball spray, I'm like, you don't play him if you're not 100%.
They don't need that injury to get further.
Well,
but it's worse.
And like, look, I think the Packers are doing the right thing by sitting Jordan Love. I think the Bears should sit Rome Odunze for just the one game. I mean, that just makes sense.
I agree, but I feel like they're going to limit him on the reps.
Yeah, and Tyler Scott better be in. I don't want to see Bayless on as a receiver.
It only takes one rep though to end the season. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Woody, I said I don't want to see Bayless at receiver.
Thank you.
Just verifying with you again.
How about
the
end arounds? The end arounds. Listen, last week it pissed me off because when Carter was giving us such great field position on these punt returns, why would you put Penis Jones in? And that's how and I said this last week too, that he's a heck of a kicker. Velus Jones, you seen him kick it after he muffed it. He was a good kicker.
Well, look at Velus was in for the first one, screwed it up. Then he didn't do another one since. But I mean, I don't mind him being a receiver. Like he can catch that ball fine. He has a problem with catching punts and kicks for some reason. But a ball from a quarterback, he can catch. So I don't mind if he's lining up as a receiver and catching balls from Caleb, because he seems to be okay with that. It's just if it comes off a guy's foot, he can't catch it.
So don't throw him the ball or toss it to him, because he might drop it and kick it out of bounds. Okay.
I don't want to see him as a running back. Hopefully, he's just going to be a wideout because we got a running back room. You know, I mean, we got three guys that could do it. There's no reason for him to go back there and take their reps.
No, I mean, and Bayless being as a running back / receiver does play with the defense some. He can catch the ball as a receiver. He can obviously run the ball. End arounds are good, but that's a cool thing too because now the end arounds a little more masked by design because you don't know if he's what is he in at. So I mean that might help out with other players running end arounds even. I think Velas does offer a lot offensively. Just don't let him return kick. He can catch the ball any other way unless it comes off a dude's foot.
Are you okay with him being double back there and doing a reverse to him?
Yeah.
Nope. I don't trust him whatsoever.
I'm fine with that because he hasn't shown me I can't trust him in that role.
True, but he's not catching it. The other guy is going to catch it and then give him the reverse to it.
I want to see. I'm interested in seeing today on Khalil Herbert because with his lack of playing and putting Homer in last week in front of him running the ball, I want to see if they hold him off again. It could be the shopping thing that me and Ken were talking about. So I'm interested in seeing if they play him at all.
Well, I want to see our key players play more than 10 snaps together.
I'm wondering, though, if maybe there's something more, like maybe he had some injury last week, and that's why, they didn't play Herbert as much. Maybe he had some kind of injury they didn't want to disclose, and they just held him out. That could be it, too. Look at Broski's like you, Mike. He doesn't like Velas at all.
No, I don't.
Well, Mike does. I hate him. So, Mike.
I like his speed. I love his speed. I just don't like anything else.
He's just not a good return.
How many
of Ferret Jones?
How many of us last week? Okay. How many of us last week, when every time that Velas Jones got the ball, even with running, I was like, "Oh my God, don't muff this! Please don't muff this."
Steve's comment's great there. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna give this one special treatment because
he just called me.
Yeah. If he's referring to himself with a Woody or to Woody.
See, there's my proof. He just called me. Nice guy. Thanks, Steve. I can't wait to maybe try my first cup of coffee. We'll see. I want the wife to try it, so she drinks the coffee.
Well, if you're tired, it'll wake you up. Got a little bit of zing to it.
I got my no sugar fucking Reigns, buddy. Don't worry about that. I wake up.
Don't be hating on my non-sugar.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Ruben, bear down, man. Bakersfield. I'm from Monterey. I mean, 3 hours.
There we go.
Yeah, but it's not East Coast, so we want to just.
I'm a West Coast boy.
No problem, Steve. You're welcome. I'll let you know. Thank you for calling me right away.
Just retired vets, we got nothing but time. Yeah, it'll be his first cup of coffee. Well,
yeah, I never had a cup of coffee in my life. It's just I don't know. I just didn't get into it.
He's a coffee version, Steve.
I never had a cup of coffee before. Nope.
That would explain a few things.
I'm really digging this, dude. If I could just
Thanks, Bill. I'm glad to hear you in the background too. But that's the most thing. I mean, the game this is the game. Well, first game, obviously, I picked to lose, but I am interested about the Khalil Herbert. I'm hoping that he's okay, and I like Khalil Herbert. Don't get me wrong, and we'll see. That was just strange to see Homer running the ball before him.
Yeah, and I like that Roshan's back in the lineup.
Liquid version of crack.
Yeah.
If we see more from Roshan, are you okay with that, Woody, than Herbert?
I did pick Roshan to be the breakout player of our year. Of course, Swift is in there. So right now, I am thinking that probably we might be shopping Khalil Herbert anyway. But yeah, I would definitely want to see Roshan in there more. Definitely.
The whole thing with shopping Khalil Herbert, though, look, he's at the end of a rookie deal. He needs a contract at the end of the year. If we trade him, it's at the trade deadline, and it's going to be to a team that isn't a threat to make the playoffs. So I don't know how much you think you're going to get for him, because like we're not going to trade him to a playoff team if we're contending for the playoffs. If we're contending for the playoffs, we're not trading him to a playoff team, because you're not going to trade him to a team that you may possibly see in the playoffs. So
that's assuming we make the playoffs.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're in the playoff hunt, you're not trading him to a contender. Well, so what do you think you're going to get for him as a rental? Because he's on the last.
Well, why? Look, it could be the other way around. Why, if I'm not going to make the playoffs, why would I trade for a guy I want to keep assets?
Well, look at if we're not making the playoffs, that's a whole different scenario. But if we're in the playoff hunt, why do you guys think we're shopping Khalil Herbert? I mean, think of why the hell
I'm with Woody. I think
him or trade him to a playoff contending team if we're in the hunt.
What if a team came to you and say, hey, we'll give you a third for Khalil?
I don't care.
They were about to get a fourth for
Ken, you're telling me if Swift and Roschon don't work, like they work out and there's like a 1-2 punch, you still want to have Herbert on the team?
If we're in the playoff hunt, I'm not trading to another playoff contending team.
We don't know.
No, you don't trade them.
We won't trade him to a contender. I'm saying trade him overall, shopping him overall.
No, I'm still not, because injuries can happen, and this is what happened. We trade him, and a week later, Swift gets hurt.
You got Roschon. You got your boy Halas.
Yeah, no. Damian, that's what I was referring to. You asked that question about we need 3 cute running backs. I want to know if Herbert was hurt last week because they ran Homer before Herbert. So I didn't know what the concept was there. And I didn't hear any injury reports on the sidelines either.
It's not because he didn't play. Look at the preseason. He played damn near every preseason game than any other starter.
I think he got dinged up last week, and that's why we didn't see him. I think he got dinged up. And, he got dinged up somehow, and that's why we didn't see him.
They were about to give us a 4th for Halas. Somebody was. You don't think Herbert could go for a 3?
I don't think they're shopping Herbert. I think that's delusional talk right now to say that, to be honest with you. I mean, no, I think he got dinged up last week, and they held him as precautionary. Maybe something he got hit, or the way he came up, and he wasn't feeling right. They didn't run him. But I don't think they're shopping him. Like, I'm done with this whole we're shopping players business. Like, this is a team that's trying to get to the playoffs now, and we're not trading a guy that we know could be a starter on about half the teams in the NFL, because why? So we can get draft capital? Fuck draft capital. We've got draft capital. I don't need draft capital. Now, the only reason I would even think about trading him is if I'm going to get like some right guard that
player for player. I agree.
Problem.
No draft capital, player for player.
But
I agree with.
But I mean, like I said though, it'd have to be with something that solves a problem for me. Right? Center. So what right guard or center out there are we going to get for Khalil Herbert? I don't see a playoff contending team, giving me a starting right guard or starting center for him, because then that's going to hurt them more than help them probably to get him. And I mean, maybe you could say, well, what if you get a tier 2 guy, a second team guy? Well, but Khalil Herbert's not a second team running back for most teams. He'd be a starter. So this whole thing about shopping them, to me, is the little delulu, to steal a word the kids use.
I know. We know, Ken. We don't have our opinions. We always listen to you. Okay.
No, look, I'm not. I'm just. You have your opinion. I have mine on this. Don't be upset about it. I just think it's stupid.
You're actually insulting us by calling us delusional.
I kind of do think it's delusional. That's just my opinion. You think it's not delusional. That's your opinion. That's fine. But I mean, I think it's the old mindset too, and we need to get out of that mindset, because Poles obviously is operating under a different mindset of changing the culture and the way the team acts and the way the team does business. And so for me, trading a piece that could help you get to the playoffs doesn't make sense unless we're not going to make the playoffs. And I tend to agree with you more that we will trade him If things go south and we're not in the playoff hunt, then yeah, I could see him being a great trade piece at the deadline to maybe get a right guard or a center for next year. It'd be a backup guy, would be a starter at that point, probably.
No, yeah, we're not saying right now trade him.
No,
but come mid-season before the trade deadline, somebody needs a running back. Maybe we trade for a player, guard, center, whoever it may be.
well,
Because what if we're not utilizing? What if he's not getting much playing time? Because you got Swift, you got Roshan. What if he's only getting 10% of the snaps every game?
Fine.
You're not utilizing him.
I'm fine with that if we're in a playoff hunt, because it's a safety net. If that's the case, then we can just go trade Bagent right now to Miami because we don't need a backup.
You know what? You don't never say never.
I don't think we would, though. This
I don't
team
think
is
they
not
would.
That's not the way he's operating right now. He's operating in a win mode, not a build peace mode. Like, unless it's something that's obviously going to make this team better and solves an issue, a problem that he perceives as a problem. As far as we know, Poles might not perceive the offensive line as a problem yet. He might just see, okay, they had a bad game, they need time, and he's got a timetable in his head. Probably like, if after week X this isn't looking right, then I need to make changes. So I don't even think he's there mentally. Herbert, I think he might do better in the 6th rounder. Herbert would start on more than a few teams. He's a starting caliber running back. He's shown that in Chicago.
He would start on Carolina right now, no problem.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he would start in New York, no problem.
Yeah, he might, with the Giants. Not the
So here's a question.
Giants,
at the end of the year, we didn't make the playoffs. Do you re-sign? Are you going to sign Herbert then?
Depends on the money. That depends on the money versus needs, right? So if I need to allocate my financial resources to, I don't know who the big right guards or centers are going to be. I haven't looked that far out yet. And now Herbert gets pinched out because of that, then you let him walk. And it also depends on what you're going to do with Keenan Allen, right? There's that one sitting there. But, Herbert and Allen might not get re-signed next year because of other needs and where they want to reallocate resources. But I don't think you trade Herbert unless you're not going to make the playoffs and you're not going to try to re-sign.
I agree with most of the fan base that Keenan's a 1-year rental.
Yep.
And I'm fine with that.
Me too.
I don't know about you guys. I'm fine with that. He's going to help our young quarterback get better. But we also have DJ. We got Rome. We'll see how Tyler Scott works out.
Right. Colin Johnson. there's options there. But look, if the money is right and the resource allocation for the position says that you can re-sign them, I'm not against him re-signing either of them if it meets his resource allocation for what he needs to get under contract for next year. So if there's money there to re-sign Allen, and if the money's agreeable for both, and it works within the confines that Poles has, the parameters he set up, right? I'm fine with him re-signing. I'm fine with him re-signing Khalil Herbert too. If once again, if the allocations are there. So speaking of loot, though, we got some loot to show today. Let me show some loot. So Mike, you won last week.
Yep.
Here's what you won.
Ooh, Mike Singletary.
Nice. I got 2 of them.
Were you alive then, Mike?
What year was that?
1990.
Oh, yeah, I was born in 86.
Oh, you were? Okay.
He was barely alive. So I guess it's our cue. We got to predict we need scores for this week, guys.
And before you get to that, Mike, send me your shipping info so I can get it out to you.
You got mine too, Mike?
Yeah, I just got it today, sir.
Right, cool. Thanks. Make sure. Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, well, let me go to the winner from last week. He won week 1. How will he do with week 2? What's your score prediction?
Who's going first?
You, Mr.
Oh,
One last
I said sorry. 27-17 Texans.
Oh shit, that's what I put in the comments. And Mike the Bear fan.
Oh, yeah, I told Mike earlier.
He did. I wasn't gonna say nothing and burst Woody's bubble because he'd be like copying me.
Fuck me. I already typed it in, so you're gonna have to split that card up next week.
Might not be a card, might be a picture.
Mike, what do you got?
I actually have 30-24 Texans. I just think we fall up short.
Let me change it now. Fuck.
I'm going to take the same score as Knucklehead 1 and Knucklehead 2. I'm going to take 2017, but I'm going to call it Bears in an upset victory.
You said 2017?
Yeah, Bears.
Who's Knucklehead?
Cairo Santos field goal?
I think I defensively, I don't think anyone's going to put up more than 20. I just think it's going to be one of those games. Neither team's going to find the end zone often. It's going to be each team might find the end zone once or twice and get some field goal.
Whoa. 40, you think that team's going to put 45 points on us?
That was the first half.
But on the bright side, we're all one
half a whole other game. But no, I think if anything, defensively the Bears will get some turnovers. I think the Bears actually, I'll say this now, I think the Bears at the end of the season will lead the league in turnovers, creating them defensively.
The beat CJ, we got to get to them fast.
Let me see, 45-24 Texans. I mean, yeah, I just don't see either team like scoring. Like 24 would be I could see that maybe, but no one's gonna hit 30. No one's like those score like 29-27. I think that's too high of a score. Like what happened last week. I don't think with either of these defenses that it happens unless you just get a bunch of pick sixes and stuff like that. Low scoring games. So I'm gonna go 20-17 Bears. Low scoring affair. Cairo Santos MVP still.
No one's hitting 30.
Yeah.
Ken had 35 points for us last week.
Yeah, I did. I homered out. Hey, I even said it last week. I was homering out.
What the fuck, dude?
I'm not homering out this week.
All right.
If it was against the Panthers, I'd be with you.
The Panthers would be 45-2. What are you talking about?
No, that's a fucking Dorn score.
Yeah.
I changed mine up. I put it on the site.
What'd you change it to?
I put 30-17 Houston.
Okay.
I think our defense is going to get tired like they did last week, and Houston's not the team to be tired on because their offense can score. Diggs had 2 touchdown passes last week, Mixon. And Nico Collins is questionable today, but he'll probably play. And plus they have Tank Dell and Schultz. That offense has more power than Tennessee does.
I don't mind us losing if we play a great game. If we look,
I mind us losing.
Caleb looks,
but I see where you're coming from, though.
Yeah, I don't. If we lose, that's fine. But I want to see dramatic improvement with Caleb Williams.
Yes,
it comes down to the O-line. If the O-line's improved, Caleb will be improved. If the O-line sucks, it's going to be another long day for Caleb.
He's got to learn to throw that damn ball away if that line falls apart. Not like last game we lost 19 yards.
Yeah, the 18-yard sack was definitely a rookie move. But, I mean,
throw that damn ball away.
This is where we see
just don't do it, Will Levis.
This is where we see if he learns from those mistakes. And from what we've heard about him, read about him from coaches, other players, seen some of the preseason, he does appear to learn and adapt rather quickly. So let's hope that he corrects that. Derek has it 24-20 Bears. So he's pretty close to my score. It's gonna be a good game. I think actually, you know what? The NFL picked a good game for Sunday Night Football this week. It's compelling because it's 2 number 1 quarterbacks, got it. 2 young guns, got it. But this doesn't. The billing is going to be about the quarterbacks, but this game is going to be all about the defense.
Yeah, this is the game for the defense to prove they're the elite of the elite, right? This is the team to do it against. Because then everybody's like, Chicago's got that defense. Monsters of Midways are back. It's a younger Legion of Boom.
I mean, because when you think about it, everyone's been talking, and I get it, rightfully so, offense, and not talked about the defense. When you look at the national media, right, the legacy media, whatever you want to call it, they always just talk about Caleb and Rome and Keenan and the offseason moves. And defense doesn't even exist in their realm of possibilities, it seems. This defense is really good. People will start talking about this defense again this week. I mean, I think they were talking after last week a little bit. But I think for both teams, this is really about the defense. And for the Texans, I think it's a coming out party for their defense too, to a degree, because their defense gets overlooked by the offense all the time in the media. But they have a good defense. They've got a lot of good talent there.
Hey, Mike, I sent you that information.
And if you guys both win, what will happen is one of you will get the picture, the other will get a photocopy of the picture.
I got it.
Yeah, Mike, I sent you my information too.
You sent it?
Yeah, I'll forward it back to you.
Yeah, you probably fucking would. Ask me for it next week again too.
Hey, it's been a while. Chat gets long after a while.
Yeah, I know all the different message boards. But guys, that's what we got tonight. I mean, it's gonna be a long way to tonight's game, but we hope to see you, of course, Wednesday on House Hall when we talk about how good or bad our predictions were. What do you want to rant us on out?
Yeah, I'm gonna rant. Today's game's gonna be rough. We picked our predictions in the beginning. This is the game I picked to lose, but I want to see dramatic improvement by Caleb Williams. Throw the ball away if you're getting sacked or you think you're gonna get sacked. Our running game, I want to see how Roshan does. He skipped last week. And we'll see what Johnson does coming up from the practice squad. And defense has got to do same or even better than last week. And I picked 30-17 Houston, but I would love an upset. And we'll see you on Wednesday. Everybody have a good day. Enjoy football. And that's the Woody wrap up.
Broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.